Good day. My name is Paul Denton. This week's discussion is on my use of the database America's Historical Imprints and how it yielded results for my topic this week on religious tolerance in early America. The database is easy to navigate, with a recent upgrade making it more intuitive to the researcher. I do find it a bit slow to load the documents, however, even though I am running on high-speed internet. I will begin with a man whose influence heavily affected the future of early America, Mr. John Locke. In a letter concerning toleration, John Locke advocates for religious tolerance and the separation of church and state. Written in 1689, this letter argues that civil government should not interfere in matters of personal belief, as the state's primary function is to protect citizens' lives, liberty, and property, and not to dictate religious practices. Locke insists that faith is a personal matter between individuals and God and cannot be compelled by external force or coercion. Locke distinguishes between civil and religious domains, posting that religious institutions should not have political power and vice versa. He argues that attempting to enforce religious conformity harms society, and general faith cannot arise from forced conversion. Furthermore, Locke promotes mutual tolerance among different religious sects to prevent conflict and preserve social harmony. However, Locke does draw certain limits to toleration, particularly in cases where religious practices threaten public order or contradict basic moral principles. He also is less tolerant of atheism, fearing that the lack of belief in God undermines moral obligations and societal trust. Overall, Locke's letter champions religious freedom and calls for a society where diverse beliefs can coexist peacefully, with government restricted to protecting individual rights and freedoms rather than enforcing religious uniformity. This work became foundational to the shaping of modern concepts of the religious liberty and the secular state. Moving now to America right before its Declaration of Independence, from the sermon Catholicism or Christian Charity, Reverend David S. Rowland, a Presbyterian minister, explores the theme of Christian charity and unity within the church. Delivered in 1772 before a gathering of congregational ministers in Rhode Island, Rowland's sermon emphasizes the importance of compassion, mutual understanding, and unity among Christian denominations despite doctrinal differences. He argues that true Christian charity transcends specific religious beliefs, advocating for a more inclusive and broad minded approach to faith. Rowland argues and urges ministers to focus on shared values and the overreaching mission of Christianity, love for God and neighbor, rather than letting divisions over theological nuisances weaken the church. This appeal reflects the broader Enlightenment era ideals of religion and tolerance. Rowland's position of charity not only as an individual virtue, but as a foundation for sustaining a peaceful, cooperative Christian society, underscoring that divisiveness hinders spiritual and social harmony. The sermon thus calls for a reevaluation of religious divides, prompting a vision of Christian unity that aligns with principles of love, tolerance, and goodwill, which Rowland saw as an essential for both personal faith and collective religious identity. Showing how the before mentioned men helped influence religious tolerance, fast forward to recent times and the book A Chance of Salvation, A History of Conversion in America by historian Lincoln A. Mullen. Mullen explores the role of religious conversion in shaping Americans' religious identity from the colonial period through the 20th century. Mullen examines how conversion, a personal transformation typically marked by a profound change in religious belief, became central to the American religious life, reflecting broader shifts in the nation's diverse religious landscape. Ultimately, the chance of salvation illustrates the possibility and often expectation of conversion that shaped America's religious life, making faith not just a matter of inheritance, but of choice and of personal transformation. Mullen's work provides an insight onto the conversion narrative shaped to the development of unique American religious pluralism. Finally, America is a place for freedom in worship, whether it be Catholicism, Protestantism, or other religions. Locke, Rowland, and Mullen all agree. Freedom in the most of all acceptance of religious beliefs will benefit humanity, and in the case of Rowland and Mullen, how it made for a stronger America. On a closing note, thank you for all of the feedback on my audio issues. I have gone out and purchased a Shure M7 Plus professional microphone that I'm using right now, and it is made for video presentations. I welcome any feedback on my new purchase to see if my videos become clearer and more professional. Thank you for watching my video and have a blessed day.